What is Gaslight District in a nutshell? Gaslight District is what happens when you happen to throw misery, despair, lying, breaking relationships, murder, even more murder, even more murder, crime, even more crime, even more crime, into a city that is below heaven, with people who are all deeply flawed in their own way, most of them being criminals, with zero moral values. But somehow, I like this show. The show looks pretty good. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the actual district itself. Let's talk about Gaslight District, the actual setting of the place. Think of Gaslight District as basically 1920s American Chicago, basically. You have multiple different, districts within the district that are controlled by different crime families. We have the Smiling Dead, and we also have another one, which I forgot the name of, which let me search it up. I still forgot the name of it. I'm not going to bother searching up the name for it. I'll put it down here. There. And each of these crime families definitely control parts of the city, and they do different things. That is basically Gaslight District. It is basically full of crime. And a lot of these conflicts in Gaslight could have easily been solved if they just talked with each other, but hey, that's not an entertaining show. Why talk to each other when you could just go shoot first, ask questions later? That's such a great idea. I love that. But yeah, that is basically the setting of Gaslight District. But there is another major important thing I do want to talk about. Every 500 years, a human is supposed to come to the Gaslight District, causing chaos and destruction. I wonder what this story is going to be about. And now we get introduced to our first main character, Mel. Mel is the human, but she is different. She gets adopted by Ken and basically is like a monster within the Gaslight District. For all we know, one of the crime families, one of their scientists, was basically able to hatch her, and I'm still confused on that part. But all we need to know is Mel is a human, and basically in the beginning of the Gaslight District, they are basically icing one of their friends or associates because they saw Mel bleed black blood, which in the Gaslight District you can only bleed purple blood. If you bleed black blood, you're a human. And this gets us to Ken. Ken is the overprotective father. He is the guy who is trying to protect Mel from the horrors of the Gaslight District. If it was all up to Ken's way, Mel would not be doing anything the Smiling Dead would be doing. She would be back at the pub, doing absolutely nothing, sitting there. But unfortunately, Ken does have to, take Mel to these things, because Mel's probably going to get more people killed if she probably stays behind. We're going to introduce to our third and fourth characters, Breadhead and Mud. Pretty cool side characters, just side characters, nothing major. Cool designs though, but just side characters. But yeah, Mel, in order to get all the confusion off of her and basically end this thing of the human thing, is like, oh, why don't we get the egg from heaven, destroyed in front of everyone in the Gaslight District, and boom, that solves all of our issues. So they do that. Ken then goes on a bit of a side quest, killing a scientist who brought Mel here. Nothing that's going to foreshadow to anything evil. And, they have a little fight with the mother up in heaven, and yada yada. Fight later, they get the egg, and then they put the egg down. Well, the egg hatches before they're able to kill it because Mel was hesitating, which, if you learned anything, don't hesitate, because hesitation causes something bad to happen. Pretty basic stuff. We definitely don't see this in the Digital Circus or any other shows. Foreshadowing. And then it hatches, and it's not a human, and that's where the show ends for its pilot episode. Fortunately, this got greenlit over a year ago, I think. Yeah, over a year ago, this got greenlit. So the good news is we're getting more Gaslight District. The question is, when are we going to get it? We have zero idea, probably after Digital Circus ends, because they're the same exact team. So yeah, that is Gaslight District in a nutshell. What are my genuine thoughts on it? Amazing show. Definitely would recommend to people. Would love to see a second episode. That could probably help it in the standings. But yeah, pretty good glitch show. Probably have it ranked as either a 3 or a 4 out of the 5 shows. Actually 6 if we count Lackadaisies. I'll put Gameoverse slightly ahead of it, even though Gameoverse just has a trailer. But yeah, it's definitely in my top 3 or top 4 of glitch shows. So yeah, Pretty good show in hindsight. Not in hindsight, in reality, pretty good show. But yeah, that's all I got for y'all today, folks. I'm really ill today, so I can't even make a long-ass videos, and I'm just tired. So please like, subscribe, share the video, comment down below. You all know the drill. Because I'm ill, I'm not even gonna have N do the outro today. I'm just too ill for that. See y'all next time, folks.